Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to another political episode. Today, we're going to be talking about the blue wave scenario. I did the red wave scenario a couple days ago. Now we're going to take a look at the blue wave scenario. Now, this is if President Biden's approval rating has not sunk. This is back when President Biden's approval rating was like in the mid 50s, 60s, right when he entered into office. Everyone was like, oh, he's the best president ever, blah, blah, blah. And everyone was talking dirt trash to the GOP due to the insurrection. Many Republicans were looking down, thinking that this was the end of the Republican Party. Now, obviously, the Republican Party has recovered from the huge downfall, and that's all thanks to Afghanistan, which helped spark the end to Joe Biden's good feelings when it comes to his presidency, the border crisis, and of course, the gas prices, the inflation, and the recession. People are now turning to the Republican Party as we speak due to this stuff going on. Of course, we have the abortion stuff, which has lowered down the red wave a little bit. However, some sources are saying it's returned to the status quo. However, Republicans and Democrats have good hopes and chances. However, I would strongly say that the election's leaning towards Republicans, although it was not as big as it was going to be before Roe v. Wade was going to be overturned. Now, this is if Biden's approval rating had not gone underwater, that Afghanistan was a successful withdrawal, and there was no inflation, no recession, no Ukraine war, or anything. This is what these elections would look like. All right, so this is the blue wave. Supposedly, what was that the media was predicting back in March, February, January of 2021. So here we go. First off, we are going to put likely to New Hampshire, Pennsylvania. Arizona's going to stay light blue. For Wisconsin, it's going to go I'm going to give it a little lightly here. All right, so Democrats had already won the Senate. Likely here for Georgia, Nevada is going to be probably, I'm going to put it as a straw here. All right. I'm going to flip Ohio. North Carolina is going to flip a bit. Florida. Well, actually, it depends because the incumbent senators, remember, like I said, I don't know if I said this in the last video, but when it comes to incumbent senators, people with both parties tend to get support. I brought up the 2010 landslide election of Amy Klobuchar. She won, dominated with over 60% of the popular vote. That includes that she was popular among Republicans. She also won majority of Republican counties. The only counties that she failed to carry was Rock and Pipestone counties. Those were the counties that were stubborn and refused to vote for Klobuchar. Anyway, so in a ways, I think Florida would still lean Republican, despite the fact that with Ron DeSantis and his administration, I don't think if Biden's popularity during this time would affect DeSantis, especially if the governor is doing a good job. So, and senators like Marco Rubio, etc. So I think Florida would go down a little bit, but I think it could possibly still be carried by Republicans. So we're going to put it to the tilting to Florida. Ultimately, Utah is going to stay this color. So yeah, this is our map prediction, ultimate Senate prediction when it comes to the Also, I would think Missouri. Now, Missouri has elected Democrat governors in the 21st century, despite after literally by 1,000 people, literally of almost voting for Obama, has grown conservatively. And however, the voting senator type vibe when it comes to Missouri hasn't really changed. Missouri is kind of centrist. They'll vote for anyone whom they want to vote for. In the 2018 election, I believe the Democrat lost by 2 points. So Missouri Democrats could definitely win the Senate in Missouri, especially if it's like a huge blue wave. And don't forget St. Louis and Kansas City. You're going to get tons of people there. Analyzing here. So now let's take out the reds here. I'm going to focus on the red states here. I think South Dakota could go down to the leaning. Seeing that now this is gubernatorial. Kristi Noem had won the election by 2 points, proved that Democrats were pretty popular in South Dakota when it came to gubernatorial. This means, obviously, when it comes to Trump, more Democrats in South Dakota are more excited in voting for Trump in South Dakota, seeing that the Democratic Party in South Dakota is more centrist. However, South Dakota Republicans, Kristi Noem's approval rating, it's not the best. I don't know if it's recovered, but there are points that she has gone underwater. So obviously during this time, they would put this relate this to the senator. So we'll put South Dakota to a leaning point. Ultimately, I think Kansas can be flipped. Alabama, South Dakota, South Carolina will go. I believe South Carolina could flip too. Actually, yeah, I'll change my mind with Florida. Seeing that South Dakota, Kansas, and Missouri are going blue, or we'll do Florida, because this is a very big blue wave sort of deal, predicting this. Louisiana, it has a lot of Democrats. However, these Democrats are conservative. They are pro-life Democrats, pro-gun, and more traditional marriage Democrats. They're more Dino. Dino, which stands for Democrat in name only, basically believes in Republican values, conservative values, but has a D by their name. Makes them a little special. Let's see. I think Iowa, despite being a historical, I think Iowa, I'll put it to a leaning more, which has been a more historical. It has voted Democratic for a very 7-year streak from 1988 to 2016 that ended when Trump decisively won Iowa, defeating Democrats there. Indiana, Obama carried that state. The state has had some senators, although I believe the senators in Indiana are both Republicans. I'm going to put that to the tilting margin of Indiana. Or how about this? We're going to make it... we're going to put a toss-up for now. I have no idea. Zero clue. Okay, so I ultimately would think Idaho would stay with the Republicans. Utah would stay with the Republicans. South Dakota, leaning to the Republicans. North Dakota, I would say, would go down to a likely... oh, yes. Alaska, I think, could tilt to the Democrats. Definitely. Especially if the Democrat victory the defeat of Sarah Palin. I heard many people talk about that in the news. I do think Alaska will be going blue soon, because of that native population in the north and around that area, and basically in the environment. So definitely, if Biden's approval rating were to go and recover, or like to stay in the upper 50s, I do think Alaska would be more Democrat today if that happened. And Indiana, this is going to be a hard one. Ultimately, this is a blue wave scenario. Indiana has Indianapolis. They do have a lot of cities. And those cities, suburban, we have South Bend, Gary. I believe Indiana has a Bloomington, or I'm just looking at Illinois. Wayne, yes, Indiana has a Bloomington, along with Illinois and Minnesota. The three states that actually have the same city with lots of people. I do think the Democrats could possibly win in Indiana, but just barely, because Obama won, and he used the media in Indianapolis. He won decisively in Indiana, and with the population growing in Indianapolis during this time, I do think Indiana would tell to the Republicans. Although, with Mike Pence was running in 2024, I do think Indiana will strongly vote for him. So this is our Senate. If Biden's approval was above 50, or possibly at 60%, depending on the predictions here, what it would look like. 61 seats, 39. So good hold in the Senate. Now let's take a look at the House. We're looking at the House here. So I'm going to do the same thing like the usual. It should be a little shorter this time. Yes, this video is going to be much shorter compared to the Red Wave video. Reasons, because we were over-analyzing that one. We're looking at all the polls. This time, basically, we're going back in time. These polls had expired way long ago. They're nowhere to be found, unless you want to go on the Wayback Time Machine, a website I found that makes you go back in time a couple months ago and find that. So we're starting with Alabama. We're going to predict cities. So cities, first off, starting with Birmingham. This District 7 is going to be solid blue. It's going to stay like that. Mobile, Montgomery, Meridian. I'm just trying to think, how will the Alabama results look like if there was such a blue wave? Ultimately, we have our thing here. I think we are going to put more of a likely for in Huntsville and Birmingham. Yeah, we're going to put these as a likely. This area here is going to be a likely. Mobile, a likely, where the District 1, where Mobile is. And the rest will remain the same. Alabama. So far, no changes have really happened. Republicans still have that Senate. Now we're going to see Alaska. Alaska's going to vote the district here. I'm going to give Alaska to the Democrats. Give it to a more leaning color. Once again. I don't know about if you guys notice, sometimes the screen will go and buzz around. It has definitely been doing that. Reasons, because internet has been bad lately. It's going to affect my recording. There's nothing I really can do about it, other than just be patient. No, I said not New Jersey. I said Alaska. There we go. Oh yes. So I'm gonna give Alaska to the Democrats. AZ, definitely. We're gonna see some changes in Arizona. No, I did not say Arkansas. There we go. Yeah, same thing. Very laggy. This is gonna go Democrat. This is gonna go Democrat. This is gonna go Democrat. I believe these are going to remain. Let's see. Arizona. Yeah, this District 9 is going to remain the same. I do think being close to Phoenix, District 8 could go likely. We're going to call this for a safe Democrat, along with District 5. District 5. Once again, that's where Mesa is, I believe. I'm going to put it more to a likely, too. So there we go. This is our results here in Arizona. Arkansas. Just got to be patient. There we go. I believe District 1 has gone to the Democrats before. However, it has been more politicized lately. Yeah, well, this would probably work. Alaska, Arizona, California. We're going to see a big swoop into there. Possibly, I don't know. Democrats could just take it all right from here. Come on. Yeah, it's taking forever. I hate doing the house because of this exact reason. Thank you, laggy content. Yes, you can thank the house map on 270 to win. I did not say Minnesota. No, I said California. Yeah, I like to talk to my devices. I do that all the time. All right. This area, I would think this area would be a likely. This would be a likely. I think this would lean. This is the Los Angeles area. Let's take a look at Los Angeles. Yeah, this area is going to go blue. Yes, I do think Democrats could win District 45 if such a thing happened. All right. So far, we're catching up. Dems are catching up to the Republicans. Well, actually, here. Make these go actually more dark blue. Actually, I think we fiddled around with them already. So here is our results in California. Although we are a couple points away, Republicans are still in the lead, respectable lead. Colorado, here we go. Connecticut, I believe the Democrats have already had affirmed their control there. Delaware, I believe, is safe. But we can double check. Yep, Delaware is safe. Definitely a safe state. Florida. Nothing much changing with Florida. I'm just going to make these well, take a look at the cities over here. We have, that's where, this is where, Pinellas County. St. Petersburg, Clearwater, Tampa. Yeah, it's an area. I'm gonna definitely put it more to a tilting color. Well, yeah, let's do a tilt. Ultimately, the Republicans are looking pretty good there, especially over here too. Put this to a tilt, and this. I don't know if I fiddled that around with that, but we'll leave it. Actually, yeah, we'll put it to the Democrats. Let's give it to the Democrats here. Yep, look, Florida looks okay. Perfectly fine. Georgia. I am going to expect to see more results here, although I'm going to give this area, this is a very big blue voting area. That's where Savannah is. Yeah, I'm going to get this area more likely. This area is going to be more likely. Mankin. Yep, I think I like this Georgia map. Hawaii, we don't need to check on you. Idaho, I think, is perfectly fine. Also, Illinois. We're going to give you this District 13 a likely. District 17 and these districts are more to Chicago area. Now we can safe to say that Democrats have taken the lead in the House. Indiana. I'd say more leaning color for District 1. Iowa, I don't think. Do we need to check on Iowa? Let's check on Iowa. Iowa. Where's it? Then you go, oh, where's the Des Moines area? I do think Iowa's districts will still stay a little red, so I'm going to give District 3 up a hand here. There we go. Iowa, we got Iowa down. Kansas. The state of Kansas. Yes, I do think where the Kansas City will go Democrat if this potentially happen. Also, Kansas has its own blue little areas, especially in the east. 20, Biden won some counties over here. I do think that there are some counties over there as well. I'm going to give District 2 a little darkening because of that. Topeka, actually, Wichita, I think. Yeah, we'll do that. Perfect. That's where District 4 is, where Wichita. And Kentucky. Yeah, I like Kentucky's map. There's nothing much we need to change. Louisiana. I could see Democrats definitely taking control. As we know, Democrats, Louisiana being the most Catholic state in the country. Democrats and Republicans are both mostly Catholics in Louisiana. They both believe in the same values. Of course, they have a little D. So, yeah, I believe Democrats could possibly, very legitimately, flip a couple districts here, like District 5 could go blue. Yeah, this is where New Orleans, I do think District 1 could go tilting a little blue. Also, I don't want to get too out of hand. Yeah, I think this, other than that, I think this is a really good map. Well, actually, we're going to redo District one to a more tilting color. That's more appropriate. Maine. Now, Maine is going to be a pretty easy one. We're going to do a leaning color for Maine here. Just one county. Maryland. This area is pretty red. Yeah, as it is. I do think the more redder counties are over here, so I do think that could prevent this from growing. I do think this will be more conservative or leaning. Democrats, 1 point away, one seat away to winning the House. Massachusetts is already good. We know they're pretty dark blue. Michigan. Come on, Michigan. Thank you. This area will probably go Democrat. This area, that's where Lansing is. So, this little area, that's the leaning color. Oh. Perfect. So Democrats have won the House. Let's take a look at Minnesota, my own state. Now, I know how the districts tend to vote. Now, I'm going to give this to a likely, turn this to a likely, because we have this more suburban areas down in south, Shakopee, Lakeville, what's it called? Now I'm blundering on my own cities, but yeah, I'll think about it later. But there's more suburbs. District 6 is probably the reddest and conservative district. I don't think anyone could flip District 6. That is the district that I am from. As you see here, Tom Emmer is my representative. Has been for a very long time. He's since 2015. So ultimately, I do think he's going to stay there. This is going to flip. This is going to flip. And of course, I'm going to put District 8 as a blue. So yeah, Minnesota would have gone pretty much blue. So far, District 6 has not been claimed by Democrats. So this area, Minnesota has gone back and forth when it comes to districts, when it comes to that. Minnesota, Mississippi. I like it. This is a good Mississippi map. Although I'm going to probably make this area Missouri. Now let's see. Missouri is going to be a little interesting. Missouri has many cities. It has its own Springfield down in the south or southern area. I'm going to put that there. District 3. There's also its capital, Jefferson City. So, yeah, I think it could possibly go blue. Well, I'll give it to like a light red. Well, this will be a light red too. This is staying red. And this is staying red. Yes, perfect. Missouri, Montana. I'm thinking, could we possibly flip? Yeah, the East. Ultimately, also, once again, Montana is very libertarian. it votes for libertarian candidates. It almost was carried by Obama. However, Montana has a lot of right-wing groups, and it's known for the right-wing militias in there. So I do think more right-wing areas like in District 2, it's going to be more hard for them to win. So ultimately, I do think Montana is going to have their districts be ultimately held by Republicans because more of the right-wing environment. Nebraska, for sure, District 2 is going to be like a likely. Nebraska, Nevada. Now, Nevada makes me laugh sometimes. This. So far, we have no safes. I haven't flipped any safes yet. New Hampshire is already having a little blue thing to do. Bump up the colors a little bit. New Jersey. This could be carried by Democrats for sure. As for coastal areas, yeah, I think this could go to a more leaning color over here, and this would be more. So yeah, a big defeat in New Jersey, despite in the South, which is more. This area is more blue too. Nevada, New Jersey. We have New York coming, but now New Mexico. Ultimately more conservative over here. Yes, I feel like this area will go more Democrat over here. There we go. First dark color. New York. Here's more likely colors. We're going to soon zoom into New York City. Turn these into a more darker blue. I'm thinking turning this island to a more lighter color. Basically, it's very influential. New York City, yes. This New York looks pretty good. North Carolina. Yes, I believe this district, this district, definitely be carried. Ultimately, yes, I do think likely for District 7 will be more Democrat, leaning a little down point District 7, where Wilmington is. There are no major cities off the coast over here, although there should be popular areas. Jefferson City, Asheville. Yes. Yeah, I think it's good. Not much left. North Dakota, which has around only one, it's going to be bumped down a bit. North Carolina, yeah, we did that. North Carolina is the hard one. because it's both very moderate. Ohio be more flipped to Ohio. Oklahoma, I think is perfect. Oregon. This is going to be more conservative or liberal over here, definitely. Well, I do think District 4 might be a little... Well, actually, no. I can't make up my mind. But definitely. Yes, Oregon, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania's loading. Here we go. This is the area. Let's lower it down a little bit for District 1. This area. I'm going to call it for Dems. Because that's where Pittsburgh suburbs are, and that historically used to be a very blue area. Rhode Island, for sure, is going Democrat, if not completely blue. South Carolina. We're going to give this more to a lighter color. South Carolina looks pretty good. South Dakota, by the way, I think could possibly be tilted. Thing is about South Dakota, yes, libertarian, very libertarian, more libertarian than Republican. Although, yes, it has elected Republicans for a super and very long time, despite almost going to Obama. Don't worry, Republicans. He lost by like around 10 points. But hey, more libertarian, more like Montana, Alaska sort of deal. This district has been gone Democrat often, like in 2005, even during 2008. So yes, Democrats did indeed win this district a couple times. So I definitely think Democrats would not win much bigger here. But once again, this is a blue wave. Tennessee. Once again, there's Nashville in the area. I think that's in District 4. I'm gonna check my map. Nashville. Oh yes, it's a little upper, like District 7. Memphis. Yeah. Knoxville. Yeah, I think. Johnson, Knoxville. Yeah. This area is going to be more moderate. Texas, the big one. Yes, and this ultimately is going to get, Dems are going to get pretty popular over here, especially in these areas. Dallas, looking perfect. Houston, Central Texas. Keep this more of this area, perfect. Back. Yeah, I also color that. Yeah, we're going to probably up it up a color. Utah. And let's remember there's Salt Lake City. I'm going to give that to District 1. Vermont looks perfect. Virginia. we're almost done with our house. We're going to take a look at it in a little bit. The likelihood here, oh yes, I'm going to put this to a likely. This area, let's tilt it. This area, District 6 looks pretty good. District 9 looks good. 1, I'm going to put it down also because there's Newport News, I believe. Virginia, Washington, you're next. West Virginia, we're going to skip West Virginia. Looks pretty fine to me. Washington, West Virginia, Wisconsin. Let's see how Wisconsin does. Wisconsin, yeah, this district is going to be like, there's Eau Claire. So I'm going to give this to a leaning because there's Eau Claire, La Crosse on those cities over there. I think this area is going to look pretty good. I'm familiar with Wisconsin. This area is looking pretty good. This area is going to be tilted a little bit. There's Milwaukee. 5. Yes, this is going to look good. Yeah, I like this map of Wisconsin. And finally, Wyoming. We don't have to do much. Let's take a look at our map for my screencast thing. Okay, so here's our Democrat 1 house. Once again, 239 to 196. Once again, this is probably not. This is not going to happen. This is if Trump was still getting huge backlash of the January 6 attacks, and Biden's approval was doing pretty good here. So now let's take a look at the governors, our last little plaything. All right, so this is from our last video. I'm going to reset this map. All right, here is our map here. We're going to put, for Maine, Maine's not going to be safe. We're going to put more like likely. Sununu, the thing about him is he's doing pretty good. People like Sununu in New Hampshire. So I'm going to put him more to a leaning. However, he has a bit distanced himself from Trump. Now, Phil Scott, he is a rhino. They love him. The Democrats love Phil Scott, although he has a R by his name. Rhino all the way. So Democrats do not. I think Phil Scott is going to be maybe go down a little bit, but he can definitely stay in there. It's not going to hurt the Democrats at all. Massachusetts, Connecticut will join the Democrats. Likelihood to Pennsylvania, Michigan. I would say more tilting this color. Georgia. I'm more going to do tilting blue. Ron DeSantis. Still pretty popular. Let's do more tilting conservative. Ultimately, we can change things if I have a different opinion, but leaning, Wisconsin be leaning, probably kick Abbott out. Same thing with AZ, more darker color. Alaska, we're gonna flip. We'll give her, I believe, Kelly re-election in Kansas. Well, we'll kick DeSantis out. I mean, mainly because this is a scenario that the GOP is like the bad party sort of the deal. People are against the GOP because of the riots and the insurrection. So, very bad view on more of like MAGA viewed candidates. So Florida, I believe, they may kick him out due to that. South Dakota, mainly because Noam is doing I don't want to say she's doing a bad job. She's not that popular in her state, especially during this time. Iowa, Ohio, probably South Carolina. So basically, a lot of these can be flipped. Idaho, Wyoming, Nebraska. So yeah, I think we have it. Unless you want us to flip. Yeah, I think Vermont, New Hampshire are fine. All right, I guess this concludes our video then. This is the so-called Democrat revolution that could happen. If we saw the results back in March 2021, over a year ago, and it was approaching this time, this is probably what it would look like. Democrats hold the governorship with 34, hold the Senate. This would be like a Democrat revolution. I don't think there is a Democrat revolution. Ultimately, I think I'm going to be reviewing and reacting to the Republican Revolution of 1994. Really interested in that. So that's probably what I'm going to do next. Anyway, thank you all for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next videos.